Okay. I mean, we're back on. Uh, I've never even had an eye exam before. I never. You know, where you move all the things around and shit like that. Fuck, I was blind. I was blind. I mean, he told me on the end, this is a good one. It fits right in here, too. Coming. Finally brought out these little teeny letters that they put on a stick 16 inches in front of you. This is when they're making sure they got just the right script. And he says, read the smallest line. You know? And I go, 1700384. He said, did you memorize that? That's the serial number of the card or something. The smallest line was letters about 10 times that size on top of it. And then when he took that thing off my head, I started looking around. I go, shit, I've been blind for 30 years. What's it going to be like?
Whole new world.
A whole new concept. A new concept. A new subject. Oh, a seeing eye God here. You know what I'm saying? It's a concept. And so when you're building this thing, be very, very careful not to apply any of the falling angels, so to speak, to the concept. You use those falling angels, them lower spheres, you use them to help balance your own space, but you do not use them to define the concept. They're the ones that were kicked out. You know? I mean, they're part of it, but they're down here with us. They're down here with us. We're trying to find that other place. We're trying to find that other place. Okay, questions.
So our homework is which one's better, 5 or 6? Or 6 plus 5.
Right. Which one's better for you?
Correct. And then do we share our paragraph on concept of God, or that's just for us personally?
I would like to see him.
Okay.
It's not required, but I would like to see him. Not to critique him. Just out of curiosity. It's your concept. I mean, it's. I would like to see him. It's not you can't be wrong.
All right.
What was that? What was that, honey?
Just need to know how much of this I need to turn in.
You ought to be able to do it in a paragraph.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just.
Nancy, I'm sure you could spit that thing out right now in 3 sentences.
Probably so.
You've got a nice, solid concept. It's just the objective here, that what we're trying to do is allow you a separation from the major egregor itself. Not that you're supposed to dissociate from the Judeo-Christian concept, but to have an individual personal pathway within that allows you to proceed without having to wait for the entire congregation. So it's not hard. That part's easy. I don't expect. You know, the 5-6 thing, 5-6-6-5, takes a little bit of thought on your application. The 5-6 thing is pretty much a ceremonial magic thing. Okay? So, most Roman Catholics would fit in the 5-6 thing. You know, their services very ritualistic, very fit in that 5-6 thing. But the manifesting part, whether it be 6-5 manifest, then depends on individual. Yeah. Now, hopefully, when I get the answers, you and Cindy are going to be different. You and Cindy are going to be different. You have completely different lives. And more questions.
Yeah, the letter Caph. A gripping hand, force, will.
Yeah.
But it's considered passive in the scheme of the Tetragrammaton.
The card is feminine.
It holds the yod.
That says it all.
Well, yeah, there's a picture of a woman.
What did you say, Aggie?
I said it holds the yod. It holds the phallus.
Yeah, Aggie said it holds the yod. It encompasses the yod.
That's a good way to look at it.
So it's a passive receptacle.
And then on the tree of life, it's in the active pillar.
Correct.
The passive letter and the active pillar with the force.
Alan.
It's the balance of all of it.
Yeah, it's all.
Picture a passive scheduler.
Passive what?
Scheduler. Picture a passive chakma. Next.
They're all tetrapolar. They're all four. Active, passive, neutral.
You got it. All 5. Yad He Shin Vad He. All this work is done with a pentagram. Yad He Shin Vad He. And Shin is that concept of the courage and willingness to jump off the cliff to find God. Or higher self, however you want to deal with it. So, it's not a... It's not a difficult proposition. This card is not a difficult concept. This is the beginning of the fulfillment aspect. By the time we get to the death card or rebirth card, you know, that's when the path gets, you know, so goddamn esoteric that, you know, you could talk for months and hopefully somebody understands you. It starts getting very esoteric. And it has to be understood within context of your concept of God. It goes beyond any egregor. All these egregors, Buddhism's an egregor, Catholicism's an egregor. All these egregors are huge and designed for massive populations. So as we get in to the more esoteric aspects, you need your concept to be able to understand the esoterics. It has to be related in relationship to your concept of higher self or God. When we start dealing with the star, the universe, the world, gets very esoteric. How does it relate to you is the way you have to use it. You can't use it the way it relates to me or the way it relates to Aggie or Alan or Cindy or Nancy. It has to be self. It has to be how does it relate to self. And that's why this thing is built structurally like that. So you one step at a time, we get it slowly all packed together and say what the relationship is to self. And that concept, that self-created. So, when we turn around and start talking about the binary principles of reality, you'll be able to go, oh, so that fits over here in my space, and over there, and over here. See, you'll have something to put it to. I mean, if we don't have an automobile, we don't buy tires. Well, a bicycle, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, the concept before the application. Okay, then. We'll go to work. See you next week.
All right.
Have a lovely time. Love you all.